Hey all, it's Vintage Vinny and welcome to another thrift store haul. Everything we're going to be looking at today came from two thrift stores that I visited whilst out in the Addamstown, Pennsylvania area. So I'm sure you probably can tell by the tag where I shopped. I went to one of the Jubilee Ministries thrift stores, which I think they're all out in the Addamstown area, like in even some of the sub-towns that are of that area. I only went to the one, and I have to say that the one store that I went to overall was pretty decent. It was a really nice layout. It didn't feel like it was a thrift store. It was just like almost like a boutique. It was just so nice. It was probably a newer location, and that's why it felt that way. Prices were okay on some things, and other things it's like, really? Why is it priced that high for a thrift store? Like anywhere else you go. But I managed to find a couple of bargains, and I'll just have you all tell me if I did good or not. Or did well, sorry. English is probably one of my best subjects. Was in school, I should know how to use it. So I picked up this little mini baby fairy lamp. I assume that this is probably made by Westmoreland. It was $1.49. The shade itself is perfectly fine, but the frosted base has got some chipping on it. And of course, when I sell this at a sale, I will, of course, disclose that. So I didn't think $1.49 was too much to ask for that. Now this one was a little bit up there in price, but to pay homage to all of my peeps out there who love the Scotch cellophane tape tins, I did find a small one for $3.99, and that's going to go in my junk jar as a little tribute to everyone here who loves these. I was happy to find one that was jar size because I'm not one to collect the bigger ones, so I was happy to find a baby one to go into my junk jar. Now this is not necessarily vintage. Well, I mean, it's from my childhood, so early 2000s, early to mid 2000s, so that's why I'm sharing it with you all. It's a cobalt blue Nintendo DS, in overall really good condition. It did not have a price on it, and I brought it up to the cashier, and she asked their manager how much it was, and she said $10. I gladly paid it because I love the color of this. I like the cobalt blue, like that shiny, sparkly cobalt blue amid the black. And consoles like this on eBay, depending on who's selling it, what condition it's in, and that's just a hair, that's not a crack. I mean, they can go for pretty good money. And this one just died, so I need to charge it. But I thought that was a really good pickup for only $10. What do you all think? So this was a really fun find from the second place that I visited. Again, prices were okay. There were a lot of decent deals, but then there were some other things that were like, okay, this is a little much for a thrift. But like I said, that's anywhere you go. So this was only $5. It's a brushed McCoy potbelly stove cookie jar. I did only pay $5 for it, and of course they marked it not perfect. There is a big old chunk out of it right here. Now, if I were buying this for resale, I more than likely, actually I take that back. If I was going to purchase it and resell it, I more than likely wouldn't because of that chip. However, oops. I am thinking maybe this would look great in a Christmas vignette with the potbelly stove, with the Christmas tree. I just thought that would look really cool. So I didn't mind the damage too much. And you can't even really see it until you open it up anyway. So I really liked the look of that, so that had to come home with me for $5. So this was $1.50. It's a Puritan self-raising buttermilk pancakes bag. And I just really liked the fall colors on it. I just thought it would look great framed and put in a kitchen with these colors. Or if you just like to decorate with this kind of stuff for fall time. It's got all the right colors to it. Now, unfortunately, it is not as old as I thought because look, there's a barcode on the back. So maybe this is not as old as I think, maybe 70s, 80s, or maybe it's more of a reproduction that you can just, and you can buy the products now. So this was something I think I regret buying, but we will see if anybody takes an interest in it. Now this was really interesting, and I know that Tiki is really in right now. I don't know if this is portraying Tiki or if this is like some kind of like African tribal art. But whatever it is, I really like the look of it, and I definitely think it would fit in with Tiki. Now this little guy here, unfortunately, I think was something else I probably shouldn't have bought. I thought he was older because of how thin and flimsy and busted up the plastic was. He was $1. And he is marked China on the back of him. Had I seen that, I would have put him right back on the shelf. I did get a matchbook for $1. It's for Sheraton Silver Springs, which I think is the Sheraton Hotel, which was on Colesville Road in Silver Spring. I'm sure at some point I've driven past that in my lifetime because I grew up down that way. And I love the starbursts on here. I just think that that was really cool. Also, this is not a matchbook. I think it's got needles in it or something, or just string. Oh, heating oil. Thermex. There's just string in here. Probably one of those like little sewing notions. That was 50 cents. I like the old school General Electric vibe on there for Westinghouse appliances. Also paid 50 cents. I'm sure I probably said that 3 times. I apologize. That's what ADD does to you. This was really, really cool. This is a crackers, like ceramic cracker server with cheese. We all know how much we love our cheese in this community, so I decided, what the heck, let's get that for $2.50. Now this was made, and it is completely upside down. It is made by the Los Angeles something probably a pottery company, and it's from 1965. I think that says right there, 1965, 1964, and it is marked made in the United States, California, USA. I will do my research, otherwise you will see it in a live sale. Thought this would look really great for Halloween. It was $1. It's just a bug screen in the original packaging, so I could see this maybe being put out with a bunch of industrial looking stuff for Halloween. Just the colors and the graphics with the bug flying back from the screen. Yeah, I think he hurt himself. As you can see, his little nose there, I think that's a mosquito, is all bent up. I got another one of those moth tins. Oops, sorry. This is a rather big one, as you can see. Paid $2 for that. And I just thought the green and the white was perfect for springtime because of, you know, everything's blooming and things like that. I think that's what this is. This is a moth ball tin. There's an original tag from a hardware store on there. I did decide to finally pick up a piece of dragonware, because it's all blue and white and everything. I'm not exactly sure what this piece is supposed to be, but this top intrigued me. And it is marked made in Japan, right? It says made in Japan. Yep, made in Japan. But I just thought that was kind of neat. Again, nothing I've never seen this with that lid before. I don't know if it's a hair receiver or what it is, but I thought it was neat. I did pick up this really awesome Christmas box for $2. It's got some writing on it, but I really like the graphics of it. So that had to come home with me. That was sitting on a shelf. Now these were something I kind of regret buying because I didn't realize they were $1.25 each. That seems a little high for a thrift store and just for a swizzle stick in general. I thought they were $1 each, but I guess I didn't read the price tag all that well. So I got 3 lobsters and a bird. I'll probably take both of these and put them in my junk jar for the fact that I paid $1.25 for them. And then I'll probably put these in a sale, probably not for much more than what I paid, because that's just what happens. Alright, last thing I'd like to share with you all before I show you some ephemera I picked up is this paperweight. I don't know that it's old because I have seen reproductions of these kinds of things before. I paid $4.50 for this, by the way. It's for the Hartville Kitchen in Hartville, Ohio. Just like one of those heavy-duty paperweights. I couldn't find anything on it on eBay, so I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. So I'm not sure if this is something modern or if it's something that's older. You all will have to let me know in the comment section below. Because I know Coca-Cola has paperweights out there that are kind of like this. But they're not like authentic Coca-Cola things, like a certified trademark registered Coke piece. It's just a, I guess, a faux Coke thing. You get what I'm trying to say here. So that is all of the smaller goods. Like I said, some of the stuff I do kind of regret buying, but I mean, win some, you lose some, right? And I supported a charity. So let me go ahead and show you the pieces of ephemera that I bought, and then we will conclude this video. So I was in one of the bigger rooms of this thrift store, and I saw a bunch of scrapbook pieces with like different newspaper ads and things like that on them. And I remember I brought them up to the register, and they said if you had only been here a couple weeks earlier, we had a big old scrapbook that we tried to sell, and people just didn't want it. They wanted certain pages, so they took it apart. Had I been there a few weeks earlier, I would have bought the whole darn scrapbook, because I love looking through stuff like that. Anyway, so I paid $1 a piece for the double-sided scrapbook pages. And this is what's on the first one here. Cardinal Hayes leads move to check game. Rep O'Connor wants to kick Radio Priest. And this looks like it's just a portrait of some lady by Leslie Thrasher? Very pretty girl. Latest photo of the Democratic candidate and his family. I believe this is for, is that supposed to be FDR? Because I think these are from the 30s. And then we've got this beautiful lady right here. Mrs. Anna Roosevelt Dahl. Look at how young she was back then. Wow. So that was fun. Here's what the other page looks like. Old man depression dies in Brooklyn electrocution. Okay. This is the back of that one. I'm absolutely loving that image of a monkey helping himself to a glass of seltzer water, or a club soda is what I think they called it back in the day. He looks either puzzled or intrigued that that's how he gets the water out of the bottle. Wright's first flew plane 30 years ago. Today, yet U.S. lags in air support. So that's a really interesting picture here. And then we've got this lovely lady. She almost looks like a nurse. Yep, I was right. So let me bring it up a little closer here so you all can see what it says. Miss Potter recently completed a course in child nursing at the St. Agnes Home Training School in West Hartford. She is the daughter of Mr. and Mrs. F.H. Potter of Waterville Street. So that's an interesting piece of ephemera. So this is an interesting image. It's a kid magician cracking an egg into his hat. I've tried saying that 4 or 5 times, and this is finally the one time that I get my words correct. So that's interesting, and it looks like someone drew a mustache and a little goatee on him. So this is an interesting image. It looks like she got scared of something, or she just found out something about her husband that she was not happy about, and of course she turns the light on to wake him up to confront him about it. I don't know if that's necessarily the case, but I will take it because it's a cool image. I almost want to say that this came out of one of like the mystery detective magazines of like the 40s and into the 50s. Because I have some of those, so I know what some of the art on them looks like. And then we've got the last photograph of Will Rogers. Interesting. Now, I'm sure you all know why I picked this page up, because it's got a pretty Art Deco pinup girl on it. Love, love, love that. And this one was done by Martha Sawyers. So you knew that had to come home with me. And to conclude this thrift haul, here we are with FDR and the New Deal. So those were some really fun scrapbook pages. Despite some of my items that I have buyer's remorse over, I still think I did okay and will make some money. Let me know down in the comments section below, was this not the best thrift haul? Did I still do okay despite some of my items that I regret buying? You all can let me know in the chat. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. So that's all I have for you today. Be sure and give this video a big thumbs up, leave a comment below, subscribe if you haven't already. Be sure and click the bell next to the subscribe button if you'd like to get notified when new videos are uploaded. Be sure and check me out on Instagram, the link to it is down below as well, where you will see pictures of items to come in future haul videos. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye guys!